Hello, my loves. This is Heidi with your weekly oracle reading for November 16 to 22. I'm going to do my best to explain this energy with almost no notes. I feel like I need to just be present in the energy and channel the movement of what's coming through. So in the 3 years that I've been doing these messages, 3 years of monthly, couple months, I can't remember, of weekly additional messages, I have never felt the feminine energy this strong as this week. For a couple of years, I've been talking about the feminine rising up out of the earth. I've been talking recently about the wisdom coming out of the earth and informing us. But I have never felt it quite as strong as right now. I think some of that has to do with Mars being back direct. Today, Tuesday, being ruled by Mars. So this is the first Tuesday that we've had since then. And we had Mars direct on Friday. And then Saturday was a new moon. So we have this energy of like, it's almost like a rubber band being pulled back. And, it takes a while to get it going direct again. So that movement is just like this propelling. It's like we have this this beautiful union of the masculine and feminine now, and I'll talk about that a little bit more. But first, I want to talk about this wild feminine energy that I feel. It is like dirt under the fingernails, wild, unkept hair. I'm wearing my tie-dye shirt and my snakeskin leggings today just to embody this energy. It's like I can't get, I bought 4 pairs of animal print leggings recently, and I'm like, I can't get out of them. I need to do that. I did stories this weekend reading excerpts from Women Who Run with the Wolves, because I kept hearing chalk circle, and it comes from the Handless Maiden chapter. I think it's chapter 14. And I did it in my pajamas with like wild hair, because it's like, this is what we need to be honoring in ourselves right now. This wild feminine that is coming up from the earth. And it's like, and I talked about in November, like this Kali energy. It's like we have to love, as Mary Oliver would say, love, what is it? The soft animal, or let the soft animal of our being love what it loves. It's about coming back into union with your physical body. Women specifically have been so shamed about sexuality and about their physical bodies that it's like we hide even from ourselves our deep hunger, our hunger for sex, for food, for creativity, for expression, for wild nature, for tuning into our intuition and following that. It's why I did not do a message yesterday. I typically do these on Monday. And for my Virgo organized self, it really tweaks me out to like go off schedule. But I was like, nope, I'm staying in my pajamas all day. I'm honoring this energy. I don't want to do it. And I will do it when I know that it is right. It's like I'm tuning back in and listening to that inner sense of intuition and trusting that, going with the flow. It's the energy of the snake, the only animal that spends its entire life with its heart on the ground, connected to Mother Earth, writhing and moving in the way that Mother Earth would. And snakes are villainized also as being this terrible thing. And I used to be horribly afraid of them and have worked so hard on that. But, it's like we're so afraid that they're vicious and they're wild and they're, all of this. It's like, yeah, and they're also the most vulnerable animal. The only thing that they can do to protect themselves is to bite or, squeeze. So anyways, that's off on a tangent. But it's this wild nature. And Women's Circle is this Thursday. It's already starting to cook. Like, I don't even know what's going to happen. There's going to be some crazy goddess nature going on there because it is nuts right now. It is this need to reconnect with our physical bodies and to love them, to be so proud of them, to let go of any shame and recognize that all of that shame was like put upon us to keep us from our wild nature, to keep us from the center of our sovereignty at the center of our own chalk circle. And, this is why, like, sexual abuse, like, it's not about sex, it's about power. And, when someone does that, especially to a child, it's about taking away your child fire, your sexual fire that sits at the center of your medicine wheel. That is the anchor of your center. And when that gets violated or taken away, then it's like, it's easier for you to feel like you have to check in with other people and ask, like, do I need to do this? Is it okay? And this way that we move in a hindered way in our society, like we're so afraid to use our bodies and express, in the way that actually comes natural to us. So what's interesting about this and the mix with this masculine and feminine, so we had the Venus retrograde through the summer, and then we had the Mars retrograde from September until now, and it's still integrating until I think the middle of December, right around the solstice. So what I'm starting to see is this beautiful marriage between the two. And it's like we've had to have this reclamation of the feminine and this allowing for this wild nature to live in us and to express in that fluid way that the feminine does. It's dark, it's mysterious, it's non-linear, it moves when it wants to. It's like it lulls and then it goes, it's like it's not containable in some ways, right? It's wild nature. And then the masculine is more linear, driven, holds the container. And so it's necessary for us to have both, because the wild feminine, it could go off and do its thing, but without the container of intention, direction, holding, it's like an arrow pointing at its target. If you don't have the masculine to bring that in, then the feminine may never get to its goal because it's only over here doing its thing, which we need a lot of extra time with that right now. But the masculine also, we've been taught to it's like everything about the way we're taught in school is linear, left brain, right side of the body, only expressing that way. And it's like full about face right now. We have to flip over and start using the right brain. Creativity, painting, art, music, cooking, sex, like all the things, we have to let ourselves fluidly be in that so that we can reclaim both sides of our body. And I don't care what gender you are, what sexual orientation you are, none of that matters. Everyone has masculine and feminine energy within you, and they are interdependent, and they move like the two snakes on on our spine, the Kundalini energy. The masculine and feminine coming together, they go apart and they come together at each chakra, and they move all the way up. And we have to have both of those in play, in practice. And it's like what, women have been taught, like the only way that you can have power, or kind of, it's almost like we think we're in our power, or we're in our goddess, or we're in our feminine when we're domineering. But that's not feminine. That is masculine. That's being a woman in a man's world and trying to do it a man's way in a woman's body, which takes us out of our feminine. So, yes, we want to be in our power. Yes, we want to be in our center. Yes, we want to be anchored and rooted, but that means honoring both. And anything or anyone that would tell you different is just completely full of shit, because they want to control you. So anyway, sorry, that's some of my feminine fire coming through. And, we just have to honor that. So hello, I'm just excited as you to find out where this is going. And let's see what card's going to come through here. It is wild. And there's also, I forgot to mention, there's this kind of pregnancy in the air that is like, where are we going? Like, shit is not settled. I'm just going to say, like, I don't know what's going to happen with the election. And it seems to be, already sorted, at least on the external, but it doesn't feel sorted. So it feels like there's going to be some kind of surprise energy, or it's almost like there's this teeming energy of pregnancy, like anticipation, and it's like, just kidding, we're having twins, it's that kind of energy. All right, let's see, it wants to be this one. the queen with the snake on top of the full moon. I mean, you can't make this shit up. And there's like, I don't know if that's a lotus. It doesn't really look like a lotus, but this flower sitting at the bottom of the card, which is like, you know, the vagina, like sitting right there at the center, the root of our being. Well, that could not be more hilarious. Okay, let's see what we got here. All right, the queen, the empress, the mother queen, the sovereign, exactly what I'm talking about. Like her counterpart, the king, the queen has a dualistic nature. Either she presides over the realm with grace and eloquence that comes from the heavens to uplift the spirit of others, or she falls into petty, contemptuous moods, casting a shadow across the land. If the king is the ego, the queen is the expression of that ego in the world. So there's that dualistic nature. She is the lotus's bloom, so perhaps that is supposed to be a lotus. There's a stem on it that doesn't look familiar, but the dancers bow the moon's radiant reflection. When the queen is seated in her rightful and righteous place, she is patient and forgiving. She waits for the grace of God and goddess to move through her, striving and grasping for nothing. To be the benevolent leader, to embody the queen, is to settle into deep trust, resolve, and power. The royal queen fears nothing, for divinity itself cradles her heart. When light, the embodiment of grace, courage, resolve, stillness. When dark, vain, wrathful, self-righteous, demanding. Oh, this is cool. I'll post this song to go deeper. Nikki Giovanni's Ego Trippin' and Nina Simone singing Stars. The queen does not accept the hand of a prince, but claims the throne, knowing the king draws near. She is a magnet for the fully embodied masculine and entertains nothing less. Okay, this is another piece of it. When you are claiming your full-rooted feminine, it's like the divine, rooted, balanced masculine is going to come and find you. I'm just saying. Read Cleopatra's monologue in Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra, Act 5, Scene 2. And then read about Inanna, Tara, and Hera. Well, maybe all three of them are going to come into Women's Circle this week. All right, if you want to come join us for Women's Circle, I'm just saying, the energy's already going. Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific, link is in my bio. And if you're watching this on YouTube, it's doublemagenta.com, and then you can click on events, and it's the very top one. All right, love you. I could say more, but I have to shut this down for Instagram time limit. All right, love you. Be well. Let me know how you're doing. I always love to hear how people are doing with this energy. All right, be well.